I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We were very, very pleasantly surprised. But I do have to say that the artist we used to design it did a super job, and we're going to invite more artists to participate next year.
Well, that's wonderful. So what do you think you'll do more of? I mean, where did people tend to coalesce around? What was the thing that seemed to attract the most attention in terms of what you did?
Well, interestingly enough, from the social, we did a lot of, we created a lot of original black and white footage, and we did projections of spooky things, and we had a whole story about the haunting and how it occurred. So there was a real narrative, and then the vignettes played off the narrative. And so it became an immersive experience. So I think that's what got people, and we just we've got space, we'll do more. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad it was such a success.
Yeah, it was lovely to see such happy people.
I bet.
Yeah, yes. So I'm at home with my dog, so if you hear I'll put myself on mute because there will be barking every now and then.
Okay, all right. Okay, should we give it another minute, Sally, you think?
Again.
We have Daryl. Hi, Daryl. I think we're good to go.
Okay, all righty. Well, then we'll open the meeting. Having reviewed the minutes and anticipating no corrections or additions, could I get a motion to approve, please?
I'll make that motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on, let's see, new business 2022 work plan. Sally, do you have something you'd like to share on that?
Yes, so we'll need to adopt our 2022 work plan and have it passed by City Council. So I put together a draft here. First, Nikki, do you want to let me share my screen, please? And I'll share it. So essentially, we have our members and we have our new youth council liaison members. I don't see any on today, but we have two angels, which I love, Angel Lee and Angel Calderon. Our meeting schedule stayed the same. We have our two subcommittees. And so the top is just what our main goals are. And I just wanted to go over them because I think it's really good to hear. But going in, and correct me if any of these are wrong, but going into 2022, we have the special events at Colonial Plaza and the summer concert series. Of course, always recruitment and retention. The rotating artists at City Hall, depending. The Colonial Plaza art that's being done by John Fleming, that's slated to be done in the summer. One mural. Signal box wrap creation installations, the Real Life 96 film competition, our retreat, ongoing education, and the Joint Commission meeting. Does that look like I captured our goals, our work plan?
I think so.
Okay.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm. And then, it's just essentially broken down by what we do per month to meet those goals. And the first thing coming up, well, in January, it's the elections, and then it's just the committee work really that needs to get done. And as we scroll down, we have our special events. And so we have something in January, in March, the film showing and awards, in May through October, the Saturday events at the Colonial Plaza, and July, the summer is the concert series. August hopefully will be the public art unveiling, October, Arts Commission retreat, and December, the Christmas parade.
Sally, could you remind us the reverse parade this December? Is that December 11th?
Correct.
Okay. Do we have a Santa for that event yet?
Phil said he would be the Santa.
Oh, Phil is? Okay.
Phil is. I do think it would be wise to have two because the event's going to be much longer. And I think that's just a very long time if the weather's bad to be out there. So we do have two Santa suits. I think if we could find a second Santa, that'd be wonderful.
What would that do to the kids that still believe in Santa if there were two?
Well, we would only have one and we would carefully so that no one could see. It's like we always had two at City Hall and one was in one courtroom and one was in the other.
Mom, I'm confused.
Traumatize anybody.
Earl, I'm only laughing because I've had to address this issue personally.
He's
Why is
traumatized.
Santa always at the mall? But he's like, yeah.
So Sally, I was in North Bend recently attending a conference, and one of the attendees, a gentleman by the name of Jerry Walker, who is a director over at OHOP Public Power. He looks just like Santa.
Oh,
I mean, it's incredible to me. I mean, he just looks like the Claus himself. So if you would like me to reach out to him and give him the date and time of the event, I'd be happy to do that if in fact we're looking for another one to give Phil some respite.
okay.
And I too know a Santa type person that lives in Tacoma, actually, who might be up for doing this. So I could reach out to him as well.
Okay.
What about the Santas that were at City Hall? I mean, before
Their time is done. We're ready for new Santa.
Oh, the chapter has closed.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Well, good to know. Okay, so does
Yeah.
anyone have any other questions about the 2022 work plan?
Quick question. What are the Saturday events? What am I missing?
Okay, it's because they're new and it's a series of between 3 and 5. Well, hopefully about 5 events that are going to take place on Saturdays at Colonial Plaza. You know, the city council really would like to see events happen there, and I think the community too. And so it's going to be an event series. And Lonnie, do you want to talk about it? Lonnie's actually working on the flyer for that. And maybe you could say what, and I can help you with the themes that we kind of tentatively have come up with. But that will also go to the Performing Arts Committee to flesh out.
Well, I will throw out what I can here. We brainstormed. Oh yeah, Sally, you will have to help me with this. So we were brainstorming some initial ideas. Basically, yeah, 6 to 8 events that would happen at the Colonial Plaza, not calling it that. We're calling it Saturday celebrations. And then we have the opportunity to say on Motor Avenue, or, you know, Saturday celebrations at City Hall, Saturday celebrations at Fort Steilacoom. So I believe the objective is basically 1 a month, roughly from May to September. And then we can do different themes. So, oh gosh, Sally, I don't actually.
So again, it still needs to be fleshed out, but we talked about, Lonnie and I talked about the name, you know, Saturday celebrations on Motor Ave. Again, the Performing Arts Subcommittee will be working on this. But it is in the budget. We have $30,000 in the budget. So we were talking about 4 events. We were looking at May 28th, June 25th, August 13th, and October 22nd. And some of the themes that we just tentatively came up, just we wanted some outline to go by, was in May, like Lakewood Prom Night or Dancing in the Street. So the idea was students really can't have prom, they can't have dances, but it would be for adults too. So, you know, it needs a theme within that the Performing Arts Committee can come up with, whether it's an 80s theme or whatever, but we could have a photo booth. We can have a DJ. People can dress up in whatever theme. And then we could maybe even have some dance troupes out there, like modern dance troupes that people some dances. You know, it's all just in the brainstorming phase. So that was one idea. And the other was Saturday, June 25th, Roaring Twenties Jazz Night and Vintage Car Show. And that would be more art-focused vendors. And of course, food trucks, the beer garden, maybe displays from the Historical Society. These are very rough.
Right. The car show being a part of that, that's a big draw.
Yeah, the vintage car show.
There's a lot of people who are into that. Yeah.
Sorry. And then Carnival of Cultures. So we're looking at kind of an international festival one, but that name just seems to be so overused. So I thought Carnival of Cultures could be fun because it could have a little bit of like carnival games and international entertainment, but also roaming entertainment and kind of that carnival flair, but very, very international. And then of course, yeah, lots of international entertainment. And then October 22nd is Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead. And so really working hard in partnership right now with the school district, with KBTC Television, Tacoma Arts Live, and Clover Park Technical College, and to actually plan this. And they kind of came to me and I said, hey, we're looking at doing some events on the plaza, and I think this would be a good one. So already planning for 2022 with them, having some type of community ofrenda where everyone could bring something. And there's several mothers in the school district that make the ofrendas, face painting, making the marigold flowers out of tissue paper, making things for the ofrendas like sugar skulls, and having a mariachi band and some indigenous instruments and things like that. That's kind of just rough, but very new for 2022.
I think those are all very exciting concepts.
I've got a piano lesson going on, so I won't talk too much, but thank you for doing that. It's a beautiful space. And if we don't have the restaurants, we don't have the shops, we can do the food trucks and we can do the musicians. We'll just do that. You know, good for us. It's a cheap and quick thing we can do in the meantime. And hopefully we'll get the businesses and the wine shops and the art places. I mean, I do hope we can explore that option of a SpaceWorks type program where we can utilize those spaces. But it does sound like the company that owns that building is not open to that or something. So, I mean, we could still continue to try, but real estate's a big deal. Whereas we can, with beautiful space, great lights. Yay. I'm glad we're doing that.
It'll be a lot of fun, but it is, the first one would be in May. So really the planning should be now for that. So the Performing Arts Subcommittee can start meeting. We've got a good kind of outline by which you could or could not use it, but Lonnie's, doing graphic design and very creative. And we thought she could put together something like Patty did for the summer concerts. So we just need to really nail down that name and the sub theme, and then just chip away at what elements are going to be in and pull our partners in. Hi, Jason.
Sorry for being late.
It's okay.
Glad you could join us. So that sounds wonderful. It sounds like a real celebration of cultures, which is certainly something that we need to be able to do in our community. So excellent. The last item under new business is prep for elections in January. So If any of you are thinking about becoming chair or vice chair, it's an opportunity to think about now whether or not that would be something you'd like to throw your hat in the ring for. Okay. So unfinished business, moving on to Real Life 96. Let's see, for Adriana, Lonnie, and I think that's it. Who was on the call, the subcommittee call. Oh, Paige, you were there too on Friday. We covered quite a lot of ground on Friday with regard to not the least of which is we talked about the website, we talked about registration, we talked about judges scoring, how many judges we might like, who we'd like to be able to potentially tap for that role as a judge. We talked about venue, and Sylvie, I also contributed some of what you had shared with me about awards. So with that in mind, I don't want to go into a tremendous amount of detail, especially for those who are already on the phone and we spent an hour and a half doing it. But I do want to give you a high level look at what's been accomplished thus far. So the banner for the event, advertising the event, has been completed. And the banner will go up tomorrow on the fence at Park Lodge School. The flyer, which is a takeoff from the banner, is also complete. And tomorrow, it's my hope to go out and start papering local bulletin boards with the flyer, and to tap perhaps another member of the subcommittee for that purpose to assist in that. The website, which will drive people ultimately to registration, which will open on November 15th, is now complete as well. And Sally can do a screen share of the website to share with you now, so you have a sense as to what that looks like. You're on mute, Sally.
Just let me expand. Okay, share screen.
By the way, while we're waiting, I was going to say shout out to Lua. I saw her on my Pierce County Health update, doing her part to help in the pandemic. Good job, Lua.
Thank you, Paige.
Okay, can you see this
No.
now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so Linda has been amazing putting together this information, and Cameron helped get it up on the website, and Linda's daughter helped create this amazing flyer. But actually, Linda, I'll scroll and you can walk through it, okay?
Oh, okay. All righty.
This is
the landing page essentially, and you'll note that there's a QR code on there. So when this is up on a bulletin board and the like, you just need to shoot it with their smartphone camera, and it'll take them directly to the website to garner more information about the event itself. So if you can scroll there, you'll see that registration opens November 15th, closes January 5th, culminating in an award ceremony, which will take place on March 19th. Okay. Talks about Real Life is a fun and exciting short film competition that brings together beginners and experienced storytellers alike to write, shoot, and edit a 5-minute film in the space of 4 days. And just to be sure, when we say beginners, we mean it. If you can hold a smartphone, you can be a filmmaker. The 96 in Real Life 96 is a nod to the year in which Lakewood actually became a city. And what better way to celebrate Lakewood's 25th birthday than by participating in this inaugural event with up to several hundred of your new best friends. So then it talks about the prizes, up to $500 each, as well as gift cards, gift baskets, and trophies. There's a recap of the key dates relative to the event. Then it talks about registration, how it's limited to a total of 32 teams, and that team leaders have to register early. Otherwise, if you snooze, you lose, essentially. But that teams are registered in one of 3 age categories, 13 and under, 14 to 18, 19 and over. And that teams can have as many as 15 members each, and that the registration cost is $50. And that includes a t-shirt for every member of the team, tickets to the screening party on Saturday, March 19th, and the opportunity to see their film showcased on multiple big screens before an audience of hundreds of people. And I think in our subcommittee meeting, Lonnie mentioned that there are 4 huge theater screens in that McGavick Conference Center that essentially wrap the seating area, where it will be, films will be very prominently displayed. Then it goes through what you can expect at the screening event, to include live music, appetizers, and lots of opportunities to network with other filmmakers. There will be an awards ceremony, best film, best script, best performance, best cinematography. I had mentioned that we would like to be in a position also to give an audience choice award. And I had discussed with the folks in our subcommittee meeting, a company by the name of FestiVote, who will provide us with an app for online instant voting that will capture audience appreciation of best film, so that can be awarded at the time of the awards ceremony. It will collate the votes automatically within almost, I think, less than 7 minutes is what I understand. And Sally, I think that there is some requirement, please correct me if I'm wrong, that when you are a recipient of lodging tax funds, there is a requirement of sorts that you keep track of participation. Is that correct?
Yes, ideally, participation and zip code is a great thing to track, because if you can show they're from outside a 50-mile radius, that's what you want.
I don't know that this would give us an idea where people will come from, but because of the online voting that could take place at the event itself for that particular award, it would track the number of votes. And because it's only 1 vote per phone, it would give us, it might give us a pretty accurate sense as to what the overall participation has been, because I doubt people will come and not necessarily want to vote. So, so if you could just scroll back a little bit so I can make sure I got everything there. Okay, yeah. And so there will be cash awards as well as other types of awards as well. And one of the things that Sylvie had mentioned to me in conversation is that the more awards that we can give, the better, especially as regards teams. And if that breaks down to providing people with medals, it will spark more interest in the event overall, and likely is not make people more inclined to want to participate the following year. There'll be an orientation on February 5th to ensure that team leaders and or their designates fully understand the rules of the competition and can guide their teams with regard to what's required. And they'll get their participation packets and their packs of t-shirts and a crash course in filmmaking at the orientation. And then the kickoff, that occurs when team leaders receive their assignment email on February 10th, and that will contain the required elements in their film. As on the 15th, excuse me, on the 14th, everything has to be turned in, their film and all of their release documents. Judging by our esteemed panel of judges will take place on Thursday, February 24th. We had talked about our our judging rubric and scorecard. Can I get someone to weigh in on that, what their thoughts were of that when that was presented? Sally wasn't on the call, so hearing from some of you who were would be great.
I was really impressed. So this was your daughter that was presenting the piece that we were going to judge with. Is that right?
Yeah.
She's a pretty impressive young woman. Good job, Mom. And I thought she did a great job. And it looks like there's already in existence a really great rubric that's online. And then it was really impressive then to know that we can have different judges. They don't have to be from the film world. In fact, we want people who have some pull in the community to be judges, because that'll encourage different folks to do films. So that was cool. I felt like we got a good buy-in from everyone on that. Don't you think?
Okay, thanks, Paige. So we were thinking that it might be great to have as many as 15 judges, maybe possibly more, that because this program is very easy to use in its application and doesn't make it necessary for the hand counting of ballots, we could afford to have more people weigh in on the quality of films that are being reviewed. And we had discussed in our meeting that it would be a wonderful thing to be able to draw on some folks from the filmmakers who have some practical experience, as well as our folks on the city council, potentially, not to call you out, Jason, but perhaps Jason and Patty Bell would join us in that, as well as maybe just some folks who appreciate the opportunity to watch a good film. So again, we can afford to broaden the net, so to speak, in terms of having people weigh in with regard to what they're seeing. So that's
and Adriana, and just to mention, Adriana had mentioned we should do a principal or someone or some leader of education to get in there, so they can, give people a chance to say, oh, I want to do a film. So,
exactly.
My principal is going to be a judge.
Thank you, Paige. So at the bottom here, there's going to be a button, so to speak, when registration opens. So if you're ready to get started now, please press here, and it will take you to the registration format that's being pulled together right now via ActiveNet. And I'm meeting with Heather tomorrow night, and we're going to be doing some of the specs and the details on that, and then doing some testing and rolling that out for everyone's review and consideration and input after we've done that. So thank you, Sally, for that.
Thank you. It looks amazing.
Any questions on that?
So do you want to mention that advertising will start tomorrow to the general public? We do have a banner that I produced that'll go up at Park Lodge, and then Jim, the communications manager, will start sending out a press release and the social media advertising. But we're hoping that all of you will really take a part in sharing the website link and flyers. Linda, I'll let you take that.
Yeah, so we'll send you out the flyer and some language associated with that, so that you can maybe post it on your Facebook page, send it out to folks. Daryl, you're super connected to the digital world, so being able to tap into folks who may be interested at Clover Park Technical College will be really important. Lonnie, I don't know if you'd be available tomorrow to help put out some flyers, maybe at Panera Bread and some other places, but Starbucks or whenever.
I just had an idea. I don't know if we could do it, but what if because I know someone on the board at the Grand, what if we got like a little ad to just pop up before the Grand movies? because a
Well,
lot to go to the grand or into indie stuff, you know?
That would be wonderful. I don't know
I'll
that
ask.
we could, but I was going to take some flyers over to the Grand and ask permission to post them, and also put several on their shelf underneath their board, for people. But yeah, there's Starbucks around here. There's Panera Breads. There's the Target bulletin board. And then of course there's all of the schools. So if you can assist with any of that, Lonnie, I didn't mean to call you out.
No, it's
precisely, but-
I'm laughing because my tomorrow is kind of crazy, but I'm totally happy to step in and help.
Awesome. So we can work something out.
Yeah,
But,
everybody can step in. Let's just start putting stuff out there.
Yeah. We just need people ready to go on November the 15th. The thing of it is that the registration software will work in such a way that people have to have all of their details ready to go when they register. In other words, they need to know who their teammates are going to be. They have to have their contact information, and quite frankly, they ought to have their t-shirt size too. So knowing all of that information in advance is pretty important. So if they have 2 weeks to think about it before they actually register, so much the better. Okay. And I think that's all on Real Life 96, unless anyone else has anything to add or questions.
I think we had also talked about other ways to do advertising, whether it was the stakes in the ground kind of thing. I don't know what to call those. To put up
correct signs, those political signs, correct. They're correct.
Yes.
Well, we do have that reader board at the town center, don't we, Sally? I don't know if there's a cost on that. Is there? No, we don't have that.
I've never had any luck at all. But this school district one, Leanna will put something up for us.
Okay.
Right, I totally forgot about that. And I did learn with the lodging tax grant, we can't spend any money for this until 2022. Those signs add up, but you're right, they're really important. So I'll put that on my list to do. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for bringing that up, Adriana. Okay, so MLK update. Sylvie.
Hi, I'm actually,
Hi.
I had my camera off because I'm prepping equipment now. So first interviews are tomorrow of the elders, and they're going to be held at Lakewold. Thank you, Susan. Have to contend with some road construction, and I'm hoping it's going to be quiet, because if it's not, we might have to cancel and pick another spot or another time. But I'm really excited that we're starting tomorrow, and I've a lot of interaction between myself and the elders, getting them ready for it. So they're excited. And also at the end of the week, I'm filming the youth. And Sally, I still haven't heard anything about permission from parents. Do I need to get that or not? I think she might be texting me, maybe. I don't know.
Did we do that last year?
Well, no, but I didn't take care of the coordination. You guys did. This year I took care of it. So, and the kids from last year were all from the youth council. All the kids are from Harrison Prep. So I'm filming on Friday, and I just want to make sure everything's in place for that. On another note, the musicians, all three have agreed to participate together. So I'm actually going to film them sometime in November. That was a little bit hairy trying to get all their schedules coordinated. But Michael Powers suggested in one of our conversations that we do We Shall Overcome, because it was one of the anthems for the civil rights movement. And he had a rendition of it, and it was really a great rendition. If anybody was able to listen to it, I sent it to you all in an email, I think, or the MLK committee. Sorry, not you, not this committee. Anyway, the three musicians, they love the rendition, and he's going to rearrange it so that each one has their own kind of solo. So that should be good. We might be filming that at the pavilion. But I'm still looking into a location at Pierce College through Emily, just because if it's super rainy on the day that we're filming, that I don't know what the sound's going to be like. Because I think that pavilion is mostly for open events and in the summertime. So I'm going to check on that. I think that's it. The mayor has agreed to do a intro, but not until January.
So Sylvie, while I have you on in the meeting, I think the library will be fine. It's very sheltered from noise.
Okay.
I think you'll be okay. And just remember that all your participants need to access Lake Gold from the north end through Gravelly Lake and Washington Boulevard. The other end is not working.
Okay, I'm challenged that way, so.
Cassandra will send you the map.
Okay.
You'll be fine. She'll send it to you.
All right.
And Sylvie, your hairstyle that way, you look so much younger.
Thanks, Lil. I braided my hair because it was making me, I was feeling really messy. Thanks. I think that's it from MLK. Unless you have anything else, Sally, that I haven't remembered. There's been a lot of emails going back and forth and phone calls.
Yeah, that represents a huge amount of communication and coordination. Thank you.
Much, Sylvie. And then Public Art Committee report. You want to give us some info on that, Earl?
Yeah, well, for the utility box wraps, we met like a couple of weeks ago, and the subcommission had decided on, we chose the last four pieces that we're going to use on the wraps. And one is going to be on 100 and Bridgeport in front of Chick-fil-A. The other one's going to be across the street from the library on Gravelly Lake Drive in Wild Air. And the third box will be Stillicum and Ardmore. And the fourth box will be right on the corner of Far West and Stillicum Boulevard, right there where the Fort Stillicum Park is. So those are the last four boxes that we're going to be doing for this year. And then Sally, do we know what the timeline is on getting those wrapped yet from Print Northwest?
Yeah, so right now they sent me the information to measure all the boxes. So they're going to be out doing that. And then they're in communication with the artists as well. Once they have the measurements, which will be this week and next, then they will contact the artists and work with them to ensure their designs fit and are optimal.
Nice.
Hey, Earl.
Yeah.
So I've been admiring and trying to notice our boxes that are artistically covered. And then I felt that I couldn't wait to get to this meeting to let us know that perhaps if we color the cement that it's sitting on, it would be much more noticeable. Because the dirty cement that our boxes are sitting on, not just us, the city of Tacoma does the same thing. And so they're sitting on dirty cements, and the dirty cement just makes it, kind of not special. And I was wondering if we could match the color of the cement to the color of the artwork. I don't know.
Are you talking about the sidewalk itself or the base that the box
No,
sits
the
on?
one that's the box is sitting on. There's a cement
Hmm.
block that's sitting on it. That part, that cement block is dirty. And, it just takes my excitement off. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the cement could actually be wrapped, but that's something that we could probably ask, but I don't know if the wrap would actually adhere to the cement. I never thought about that before.
I think it's a maintenance issue with I love the idea of painting the cement, honestly. Because it's a porous surface, it's going to bubble and peel pretty much like every 6 months or every year. I mean, that's in my opinion, from my experience with that material. So then that becomes a maintenance issue because it's not
sheltered.
It
Yeah.
doesn't, yeah. It's like a sponge.
Good point.
Cement's like a sponge. I can't describe it
Okay.
differently.
I wasn't sure, but all I know is that our artwork is kind of buried in that sadness of that look of that.
It's it's an interesting point to put, like, how do you put a pop of color? That's what I'm hearing from you. Like, how do you put a pop of color that is then going to draw your eye to the artwork?
Yeah, exactly. Like the one with the koi, and it's like bottom of the ocean. It's got some blue in it and something like that. Got that bright blue, baby blue is on the cement. Oh, it would just bring out the artwork like crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I mean, what would the city's thoughts on that, do you think, be, Sally?
Well, I think Lonnie has, really a lot of experience in this. I think it's a clever idea. So I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lua. I think that's clever.
I never thought about that before.
It shouldn't cost that much.
I'll put it on my to-do list.
Yeah, otherwise people just driving by. It's just another, whatever.
Yeah.
And I only paid attention because I'm part of the part of our commission here. And I know that's part of our work. And so, but then I noticed, I say, wow,
Thanks, Lua.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Lua. So that is all I have for the utility box wraps. And I don't think we have anything new to report on the public art at Colonial Plaza because he's still in the process of kind of putting that all together. And so, yeah, that's all I have at this point.
Okay, Sally, did you have something?
Yeah, there's a small update. November 1st was John Fleming's deadline to submit his construction and final design documents, which he did today on time.
Oh, nice.
Great. Addressed all of City Council's concerns that they brought up in the last meeting. And he'll be presenting that actually November 15th to City Council for consensus on the final design. And then
Sally, since we're kind of talking
you're
about
muted, you're muted, Jason.
Can you forward that in advance?
I can forward it to Mary and ask her. That's the best I can do.
And then, Sally, since we're talking about John, has he decided on what kind of a venue he wants to do to kind of engage the community, or has he put any kind of proposals forth on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
He's looking at February.
Okay.
So briefly to just recap what's up and coming, the banner for Real Life 96 is going to go on the fence at Park Lodge School. The website will be live and the flyers will be printed. Sally, is it possible to just leave 2 folders of flyers at the front counter for myself and Lonnie, and we can coordinate where we're going to go and post those? And
Absolutely. I'll have that for you tomorrow. And please do track where you're going. Keep it in a Word document or something. So.
yes, absolutely. So we're not working at cross purposes from one another. And then Jim is then going to start blasting the social media and Facebook in particular. Okay. Does anyone have anything for the good of the order that they would like to share?
I just want to say I took a screenshot that I'm going to send all of you because I just love seeing all of us a little bit as the Brady Bunch. It's weird. You see me sitting here going like this. It's because I love it.
And I don't know if I missed it, Linda. Did I miss any program that we're gonna do for the Christmas?
There is no program other than the reverse parade, Lua.
Okay, yeah,
On
that one.
December
Is that
11th.
one organized already or not?
No, we need to do that, the judging, and like we do every year.
Okay.
So probably at oh gosh, maybe when do you think we ought to have like a subcommittee meeting to work out the particulars on that, Sally?
Well, it's December 10th, so it's not too intensive because we've done it year after year, and I advertised in the application the same awards. So it's just a matter of coordinating who will be out there. Since they're stationary, you can do it similar to last year and just repeat that process. But I would say mid-November is not a bad time to meet.
Okay.
The 3rd or 4th week. I wouldn't go into, Thanksgiving. Well, there's Thanksgiving week, so maybe the week of the 15th.
But we kind of have to recruit people, right? Don't we have to recruit organizations and stuff?
Absolutely. Absolutely, that helps. We've sent out a lot of social media about it. We've got the Facebook, the webpage up and running. And so I'll send that to you, and I'll send you the application.
Okay.
Thanks, Laura, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
By way of a check-in, then Sally, did you want to send out a meeting reminder to folks with regard to that event?
Okay.
That'd be grand. And then that can address maybe any questions that have come up, Lua, or logistics that have to be addressed in advance for the event. And I know for myself, I'll get back to you with regard to Santa number 2, Jerry Walker. Okay, I'll confirm. Can I right now? Can I get a time when he would need to be available on the 11th?
I think we'd split it into 2 shifts, maybe 4 to 6 and 6 to 8. But let me write it out for you and send you. So it's all written, and I'll have the page as well. And note, I have supplies for 1,000 gift bags. So those need to get stuffed and made prior to December 11th. So if you know of any groups, student groups, volunteer groups that would appreciate doing that, it's fun. And it's candy and toys, and please let me know because I need to coordinate that.
Okay. Well, that sounds wonderful. And yeah, if you want to include that information in there as to when you want to do the assembly of those gift bags. I'm sure that there's people here on the meeting call tonight who would like to participate in that, getting those things assembled. I would, so that would be great.
If you order pizza and soda, we'll come.
Oh, okay, we'll make it a party. I love that.
Well, if you do egg rolls, I'll come.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I could contribute an hour or so, like do a
can do that.
little gift bag. Sure.
And also, just to change the topic, looking toward the summer, I did someone mentioned it to me, and I said, "Well, I'll ask the commission about that." They said, "Boy, it'd be great to have the farmers market at the plaza." And I was like, "I'll mention." I don't know if they've talked about it, but that is a great spot. I know I keep saying that, but it is just everyone in the city looks at it. And I have funny things that my kids' classmates' mom, every time she drives by it, she goes, "There's New York City." Just because the lights are so beautiful. But, just looking toward next summer and gathering spots, it's great. It's just a nice spot, and it has that nice flat ground. And like you say, the kids are already going over there and taking the quote unquote prom pictures and the homecoming pictures that they're not having. So good for us to just, capitalize on the situation we find ourselves in, so referring to the pandemic.
There you go. Okay, well, I don't have anything else this evening, so if no one else has anything for the good of the order, we will say good night and happy November. And if I don't connect with some of you before our next meeting in December, have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
Okay.
you, Linda.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. Thank you.
Bye.